Wands, cloaks, and magic spells. No, this isn't a coven, but a group of Harry Potter fans. They're experiencing Potter Trails, a new walking tour of Edinburgh's Old Town. Started by Stuart Young, these free tours visit places associated with the boy wizard and tell the local author J.K. Rowling's fascinating story.
Her story in itself is quite an interesting one, that she came to Edinburgh, you know, very poor and sort of a single mum, and that sort of classic cliche, sort of struggling to make ends meet, and she really turned things around for herself. And I think that kind of rags to riches story, even though it's a cliche in some ways, in this case, you know, it's a real true one, and it's something that really resonates with them.
And there's a surprising number of Rowling-related sites throughout the city. From cozy cafes to spooky graveyards, Stuart is able to provide insight into the books as well as a bit of entertainment.
Taking this little section, and if you're extremely observant, you may well have noticed that we are standing by the grave of a man called William McGonagall. Now, this is where the name McGonagall, as in Professor McGonagall, originally comes from. Now, in real life, William McGonagall, he didn't really resemble Professor McGonagall in many ways at all. In fact, in some ways, he was rather more like J.K. Rowling herself. He was a writer, an Edinburgh writer, and not a novelist in this case. He was a poet, and not just a poet, he was a notoriously bad poet. I've got here an extract here from perhaps his most famous poem, which is called The Tay Bridge Disaster. Beautiful railway bridge of the silvery Tay. Alas, I am very sorry to say that 90 lives have been taken away on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time.
The Potter Trail provides plenty of new information for the Potter fanatic, but it can also be very interesting for those who haven't read the books. Some stops, like this one at Potter Row, incorporate new information about Edinburgh that even locals might not know.
Well, as well as doing the Harry Potter stuff, of course, lots of the things that are to do with Harry Potter have links to interesting historical things about the city as well. You know, we make sure that there are some interesting sites in it, and there's plenty of interesting historical details about Edinburgh. So I think if you've come here on a holiday, you're likely to be interested in this tour, even if you're not that keen on Potter.
It was great. I liked it a lot, especially walking around the whole city and seeing the different places. It gave it a kind of, like, reality to it, I guess.
It's all finished now. I was about to tell you a bit of trivia here.
The tour has been so successful that it will soon expand with new guides and extra walks during the Edinburgh Festival in August. For tour times and more information, visit pottertrail.com.